If you don't see God in your everyday life, it's probably because you don't seek God in your everyday life. See, a lot of people just know religion. A lot of people just know what they were taught. And a lot of times, let's be real, people take pride in what they were taught. And when there's pride, there's also ego. And when ego is present, God cannot be present. Let me actually rephrase that, because God is always present, but he will not make his presence known, and he will not share his wisdom with somebody that is seeking him with their ego and not their heart. There's a scripture, I can't remember what the scripture is, and I'm so sorry, but it's a scripture that says, "Seek me with your heart, and I will reveal myself." The first step to hearing from God is to seek him with all your heart. The more you seek him, the more he will reveal himself to you. You can't seek him with your ego. You can't seek him with your intellect. You have to even be careful not to just seek him through religion, because there's plenty of people who are super religious. They don't have a close relationship with God. They will argue and go back and forth with people all day about why their religion is the right religion, but they don't actually exhibit the virtues of that religion. And let's just be clear, I don't claim any religion. I just call myself a child of God and a follower of Christ. And I know that might rub some people the wrong way, but God has given me a unique assignment. God made me to be the person that people from all walks of life can come to. I am meant to be a safe haven for people from all walks of life, not just Christians, not just people who believe the exact same things I believe. And if you don't like the fact that I'm not just talking to Christians, respectfully, you don't have to watch. But I'm not changing. I've tried to put myself in the Christian box. I just can't do it. Like, it's just something in my spirit. It's just certain things that don't sit right with me. Also, half my family is Muslim. I was raised mostly in a church, but I was raised a little bit in a mosque too. And I never felt confused. I never felt like I was doing anything wrong. That's why I said, God has given me a very unique assignment. And if you don't understand, that's okay. Like I said, respectfully, you don't have to watch. In order to hear from God, you have to have an ear for God. You have to view things with your spiritual eyes and not your human eyes. Because here's the thing, God is very mysterious. You're not going to recognize his presence until you learn his essence. What's going to sharpen your spiritual hearing is constant prayer, constant meditation, and reading scriptures yourself, not just hearing them through a pastor. God speaks to us in many different ways. One of the ways that he speaks to us is through dreams, but you have to be careful because not all dreams come from God. So you have to pray for discernment, and you really have to sit with yourself and ask yourself, did this really mean something, or was this just a random dream? Did this come from God, or did this come from the enemy? Me personally, I have the gift of discernment, and I've had a lot of prophetic dreams throughout my life. So it's easy for me to decipher if this is a message from God, or if this is just random, or if this is from the devil. But also, sometimes in those random dreams that don't fully make sense, there's messages from God in those. So you really have to dissect them. God also speaks to us through numbers. And I'm not going to lie, I used to be very skeptical. Anytime I hear people say angel numbers 1111, 333, 222, I would kind of roll my eyes. I'm not going to lie. But then I started having encounters with certain numbers where I'm like, this is strange. Why do these numbers keep popping up? Literally, I felt something in my spirit. Whenever I would see these numbers, something in my spirit was like, are you paying attention? A couple months before me and my ex broke up, I started seeing my birthday numbers. And I was like, this is interesting. I don't really know what to make of this. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Right after we broke up, It doubled. I constantly was seeing my birthday numbers everywhere. I would go to the store. Your total is 325. I would go to a restaurant, order 325, literally everywhere I would go. And I'm like, this has to mean something. Turns out, when you see your birthday numbers, it's a sign of completion. And guess what I was completing? I was completing and ending a toxic cycle of getting into these relationships I knew I had no business being in. Constantly choosing men over me, constantly choosing men over God, constantly depending on another person to love me in order for me to love me because I didn't love myself. Also, right after we broke up, that's when I really started seeking God. That's when I really started going through an intense spiritual transformation and metamorphosis. And that's when I started to see the angel numbers, the 333s and the 222s. But for some reason, 333 speaks to me the most. Threes in general, if it's 33, 333, 33, 33. I've even seen 7 3s in a row. It's crazy how they pop up. In general, angel numbers are just confirmation that you're on the right path. And of course, they all have their own different little meanings, but I'm not about to go over that because that would be a whole nother video. That would take way too long. But like I said, threes speak to me specifically. Anytime I pray, I tell God, you know exactly how to catch my attention. Please make your presence known to me. Give me confirmation whenever I'm feeling weary. Whenever I'm feeling weary, or I just need to feel God's presence and know that He's there, I tell God, show me some threes. Put some threes in front of me. And He does it in the most mysterious way. I'm going to give you a few examples. Example number one of my homies hit me up on Instagram and he's like, hey, today's my 33rd birthday. I wanted to see if you would be willing to donate to my band, Divine Timing. That's the name of his band, Divine Timing. And Divine Timing is something I've been studying a lot, and it's something that I've been constantly having to remind myself, Kyla, God is not moving on your time. He's moving on His time, and you have to trust His divine timing. So I was like, of course, I'll donate to your band. And I was like, it's interesting how he could have just said, it's my birthday. I want to see if you can donate to my band. But he specifically let me know it was his 33rd birthday. Mind you, he has no idea, how I feel about the number 3, right? So I was like, sure, I'll cash app you. What's your cash app? Guess what the name of his cash app was? It was Terry something 333. Swear to God, I can't remember what his last name is, and I'm so embarrassed. This is just somebody I'm associates with. Like, I'm not actually like close friends with this person. But yeah, his cash app was literally Terry, whatever his last name is, 333. I cannot make this up. Fast forward to a couple days ago. I go to the grocery store. I'm looking for some lettuce. Guess how much the lettuce is? $3.33. Right after that, I drove past 2 cars where the last 3 numbers of the license plate was 333. Then I drove past this place. Never seen this place before, never been in this area. And it was a place called Studio 33. This all happened in the same day. Then I go to the gas station. I pull up to a pump. Guess what the last person's total was on the pump? $33.33. I cannot make this up. Literally right after that, I go to the dealership. I'm paying to, get my car picked up. Guess what? The person beside me, I heard a cashier talking to the person beside me. They say, your total is $333.01. I was literally about to lose my mind. I'm like, all right, God, you showing out. I get it. You're with me. I get it. You're making your presence known. I know you here. I know you giving me confirmation. Like, you don't got to show out this much, God. God also speaks to us through other people. And it doesn't always have to be verbally. It could be in a book. It could be in a license plate. And it doesn't have to be directly. It doesn't have to be a person directly speaking to you. It could be a YouTube video that pops up on your algorithm at the perfect time. But you have to be careful because not all messages come from God. So you have to ask yourself, does this encourage me or does this discourage me? Does this instill fear or does this instill faith? God also speaks to us through other living creatures like animals and insects. For example, God has been speaking to me through these birds and these butterflies. And at first, I thought it was just a coincidence. But then I started to feel something in my spirit, like these birds and butterflies are trying to tell me something, and I need to get to the bottom of it. Turns out, birds are messengers in the Bible, and butterflies are symbolism for transformation. White butterflies specifically, they're a symbolism for purity, which is ironic because I'm, not busting it open again until, my future hubby proposes, which, like I said, that is a symbolism of purity because I'm really trying to do things the right way now. Like I said, I ain't no virgin, so, I already, made certain mistakes. But I'm really trying to purify myself, not just for my husband, but for God, because I finally know who I am in God. And I'm going to be honest, I have so many bird and butterfly stories. I'm not even going to give no examples because I wouldn't even know where to start. To be honest, I wanted to give personal examples for every point, but if I did, this video legit will probably be like 4 or 5 hours long. That's how much God speaks to me on a daily basis. And I feel so honored to have the connection I have with God. Because I'm going to be honest, it hasn't always been that way. There was a point in time where I was really questioning, like, am I believing in some imaginary force? Because I felt like God wasn't speaking to me. Every once in a while, I have a dream about something, but a lot of times I would have a dream about bad stuff and it would end up happening. So I'm like, dang, God, like you only want to talk to me when it's something bad about to happen? But yeah, like I said, God is constantly, every single day, making his presence known to me. But that's because I seeked him with all my heart. When you seek God, he will slowly start to reveal himself to you. Last but not least, God speaks to us through our intuition, through that inner voice, that little whisper that just keeps coming up. I'm gonna be real. I had no plans of being abstinent. I had no plans of waiting to bust it open again until a man proposed. But we make plans and God laughs. I was constantly telling God, God, I'm fearful of giving my body to another man unless he's my husband. The next man I give my body to, I want him to be my husband. And literally, God said to me, just wait until he proposes. Just wait till he proposes and then you won't have to worry about it. And I was like, huh? You expect me to wait until a man proposes to me to bust it open? He probably ain't gonna propose to me until I bust it open. Like, come on, God, you gotta be realistic. It's 2023 and I ain't no virgin. So what's the point of waiting? I kept trying to negotiate and bargain with God and say, I'll wait like 4 or 5 months, I'll wait 6 months, but I ain't waiting until he proposes. Guess what? That little whisper did not go away. He kept saying, wait till he proposes. Wait till he proposes. If you're afraid to give your body away to a man that's not your husband, at least wait until he proposes. And eventually, I was like, you know what? You win. You win. I surrender. But you have to be careful because just like God speaks to you, the devil will try to speak to you too. But his voice is always trying to get you to do something negative, get you to do something self-destructive, tempt you into something you know you don't got no business doing. Or if that doesn't work, he will just try to instill fear in you. So anytime you hear those voices, just know that voice is the devil. I pray this video was helpful. If it was, make sure you like it, make sure you're subscribed, share it with a friend, and see y'all soon. Bye.